Okay, hello, and welcome to another day of the Lady. I gotta say, this is after the third coat of gesso on this. This is looking pretty good, and I'm ready to proceed with colors. And I woke up this morning and I said, hey, I have some art supplies from way back when, so I dug out my old art supplies that have been sitting there for more than 20 years, and I have a whole bunch of the paints are all dead. The paints, most of them were oil, but the two acrylics are probably dead. I haven't tested them yet, but these are brushes I had from there. This one's in primo condition because it's been covered all the time, and the others are usable. I've washed out a couple of them, had them soaking overnight in the Dawn, and so they've come back. They got to dry out a little bit, but actually, why do they got to dry out? I'm going to dip them in water anyway. So I got a nice new choice of many very high quality brushes, because back then I was spending freely on art supplies. I don't spend freely on anything anymore. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Now, back when I was running New England Woodcarvers, I hosted, or arranged and hosted, a 3-day seminar over a long weekend with a very famous Canadian woodcarver, very famous and very talented Canadian woodcarver named Benoit Duchesne. And he would give us, actually I had him do this, he would give us a step-by-step instructions for 15 minutes work, and then we would do that. Everybody would do that at their place while he'd go around and check them. Then we'd do the next 15 minutes, and each person got a turn with Benoit at their bench. Well, when it came to my turn, I told him, I said, I don't want you to look at my carving. I want to take my 15 minutes of fame with you, and I want you to show me how, if you were in your shop and carving an eye, how you do it. And he said, okay, that's fine. So this was the first thing he did. Now, of course, I can't leave the music on because then YouTube will shut me down. But that was his first step, and then he miraculously whipped out an eye in about 2 minutes, and and then he put a nose on it, and then he cut the nose off, and he put a new nose on it. Incredible guy, Benoit Duchesne. Look him up. He's got some books. He's got some great stuff out there. So I can't have that on. I'm going to go ahead and paint now. In a minute. Oh, I also studied a couple of YouTube videos this morning at 4 a.m. on using acrylic paints. So I picked up a few tips there because it's been a long time since I've touched them. So there we go. Wow, this actually works. It is laying down on the gesso so much different than it laid down on the unprepared surface. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's just taking the color, period. Wow. The biggest limiting factor right now is my eyesight, and I don't have the focus I used to have. So seeing these little tiny details, or actually where the edge is in this white on white, is very difficult. I will point out that hitting the edges here is not absolutely critical because I will be going back in to do this border. Okay, there's the colors. Thank God I have a record, because they're all gone now. But this is also red. I don't know if I want it red. That's yellow. Off yellow. Okay. Okay. I don't buy that. Nope. Nope, I don't buy that. Okay, I'm gonna have to take a break because I don't buy that. This is red in the original, but I don't buy that flower as red. So I'm gonna have to do a little research and see what I want to do color-wise with these. I know this is purple. I got a couple of yellows in here. That's yellow, and this is yellow, and that's an off purple. I don't know what this is. It's supposed to be red, but I don't like that. So we're going to take a break now, and who knows when I'll be back. But look at how that covered. That is awesome. That is just awesome. I'll wait for that to dry, see what that looks like when it's dry, but boy, that's, boom, that is there. I love this. Okay, over and out for a moment at least. Well, if you've been following along, you'll know that these flowers came from an original carving by John Segrin, who I mentioned in a previous video, and I showed the piece that he did that these came from. Well, it turns out none of these are real. They're all carving motifs. And so I'm looking them up, trying to find flowers, and it's, oh, and I'm getting paint all over everything. And none of these correspond exactly to anything real. So I'm going to do a sketch of this and then do some testing colors and see what I want to do with the colors on this. Because with the intensity of the colors I'm doing now, it's a different process than when I was just hinting at color in the original coloring of this. I liked the original coloring of this, but since they were just hints of color, it all worked together. Here, if I go doing this solid red, this whole thing is going to be red, you know, red and yellow. So I need to get some subtlety into this. Like this can be more of a light purple from one of the pictures I saw that of the most similar to this, which is nothing like this. And of course the one that's most similar to this has a different centerpiece. So this is going to take a while to figure out where I want to go from here color-wise. This whole project is taking a while. Oh God. Hope your day's going better. Happy day to you.